Okay, let's be honest. How tight did your butt cheeks clench when Cousins did that bootleg on 3rd and 1 in the second half? Who didn't think he was going to slide short of that first down? Literally, that is as close to death as I have ever been. I swear. He flinched at one point, like he was going to slide short. And if he had slid, I would have gone into cardiac arrest. And all 7 of my subscribers would have wondered what happened to the Chili Report. Another thing of note was the terrible announcing. They couldn't get any names right. I mean, Danielle Hunter and Shamar Stephen and Pussy. And, I mean, 1 out of 3, I guess, he got right. But it's just the state of announcing. But we had, of course, our coincidence of the week. That was, of course, Xavier Rhodes leaving the game injured, not coming back, and the Vikings defense magically playing great from that point on. It was quite a coincidence, quite a shock, and I never would have seen this coming, that you take this waste of space that's been dragging the team down for 2 years out of the game. Suddenly everyone ups their game. He couldn't cover a frickin' puddle with the AIDS quilt. After the game, Zimmer said that Rhodes wasn't out because of his injury. He was just out because, coach's decision, which, thank the Lord.
Thank God!
It's about time. Let's keep it this way. And, aside from some unbelievably horrible 3rd down pass defense, the defense brought something extra. It was obvious from the start. They brought something extra. The way they were hitting, the way they were swarming around the ball, the defense showed up in a way I don't think they had all year. And, of course, it's led by their great players, Danielle Hunter, and Eric Kendricks. Hunter strips Phillip Rivers, and then the Chargers running back, don't know his name, not going to look it up, he's about to recover it, and Kendricks knocks it away from him, and then the Ohedibo picks it up and rumbles for the end zone. So there was kind of a change in how this defense approaches the game, how they attack the opposing team, how they attack the ball. And maybe they're peaking, but we'll see. I mean, Vikings are 10-4 going into the Packer game, as I predicted weeks ago. They probably can't win the division, even if they beat the Packers. They're probably in the playoffs, though, because the Rams lost, and the Rams should lose again this week. One thing I will say, the Vikings won by 29, and it shouldn't have been that close. They kept getting turnovers, and they kept not trying to score. They'd run up the middle on 2nd down, get nothing, and then be stuck in 3rd and long, and generally they wouldn't convert, and they'd have to kick a field goal. But I did like that 3rd and 14 play call near the end. This reminded me of a play call. I don't know if it was the Detroit game or the Eagles game, where they made another bold play call, 3rd and 14, threw it deep to Diggs, was completed, and it was like a dagger. The game was pretty much decided already at that point, but I just liked that play call. I wish we'd see more of that earlier in the game, more of that aggressive play calling. But Cousins just can't be trusted. There were 12 fumbled snaps. Can you figure this out? Can you learn how to take a snap? You need a margin for error with Cousins. Our award for this week, the Summer of George offense. Vikings love running the screen to extremely slow people. Early in the season, it was Rudolph. This past week, it was my favorite guy, C.J. Ham. In a sense, maybe it put the Chargers' whole team to sleep because they didn't kind of show up the rest of the game after that. Award for the play that I called right before it happened. That was the Vikings marched down, scored a touchdown to start the game, and as they line up for the extra point, I'm sitting there saying, he's going to miss. And I just knew it. Deep in the core of my being, at the heart of my Xavier Rhodes hating soul, I'm like, he is going to miss. He lines up on the right hash mark and kicks the thing dead straight into the upright. If you can kick it dead straight, line up in the middle and kick it straight. Just kick from the middle and kick it straight, dummy! My ex-wife shaving her legs award for something that happens once a year. That was, I think it was the first quarter after the Viking first touchdown. They kicked off. And Sendejo, on the kick coverage, he hit somebody on the opposing team, which very rarely happens. Usually he's hitting and crippling someone on his own team. This time he hit someone on the other teams. The award for a player whose uniform must have looked green and gold in kind of the sunlight, because it was like the most blatant hold I've ever seen, I think, on Irv Smith at one point, and they didn't call it. So they must have assumed that Irv Smith played for the Packers. that's the only, like, he must have looked in the sunlight like, oh my gosh, a Packer somehow got onto the field here, and so we can't call holding on him. And so that was good to see. Maybe they can get a little bit of like dye on their jerseys that in certain situations makes them look green and gold. And that will allow them to get fewer penalties called. Kyle Rudolph impression for a one-handed catch, that goes to Stephon Diggs. That was quite a catch he made. Still not at the level of a couple of those Rudolph catches, but it's nice to see us making some good plays. And the award for the suckiest player not named, Xavier Rhodes, that goes to our friend Laquan Treadwell. Second half, Laquan holding number 11 on consecutive plays.
This is C.J. Ham, and Ham finds room to run off the left side, and here's a flag.
Holding. Offense, number 11.
Chicago to wrap up the season. This is Boone running free, and boom! And a long throw for a penalty marker.
Holding. Offense, number 11. 10-yard penalty.
Well, that's 2 in a row for Treadwell.
Back-to-back for Treadwell.
That was really good to see, actually, because the more he screws up, the more we're going to have to move away from him. And that's what we need to do. We need to move away from little Laquan. 10-4, almost certainly headed to the playoffs. So we'll get to watch a playoff game, and I don't know who are they going to play. So they'll be 10. They're 10-4. I'm guessing they'll finish 11-5, and I think be the 6th seed. So they will play the 3 seed. Probably going to play the Packers, right, in the playoffs at Lambeau. Chance for Kirk to get redemption, redeem himself from that pick in the first Packer game at Lambeau. Also, chance for the refs to call offensive pass interference after a touchdown on a play where offensive pass interference didn't occur, and that way they can hand Green Bay the game. But Vikings play at Lambeau. First round of the playoffs. Telling you, freaking telling you, the refs have to give the Vikings a big call at some point. It just has to happen. You cannot, I mean, this week was like the third game this year the Packers got handed a game because of a bad call by the refs. So, karma, baby. Let's see.